Okay, so I do now look my best. My lighting is not the best, but what's important is that I'm here. So, without too much to do, my name is Aradia Noari. I'm your resident witch and creatrix over to Radi's Hand and Danae's Divine, where I create myth, magic, and meaning for your everyday life through art, intuition, and energy work. And we are very well overdue for a Stashcast, which is part of why this video does not look its best. Go over there. Go over there. Go over there. So, for one, everything that I need is over here, off camera. And there's now an Adelaide off camera. Are we sitting on laundry today? Is that what's happening? Just like, yes, that's exactly what happened. So I'll take those off. Those are extremely dirty. And now I get to be blurry-eyed, which is great because I can't see or read well without my glasses on. It is lovely. I do have to make this quick. It is late. And I know from personal experience that if I take too long to get these done, this is not going to be well done. So, I want to be quick about this. This is time for a Stashcast. It's Sunday. I try to do Stashcast on Sunday. Most Sundays, it is Stashcast. And this has been a long time coming. And part of why this has been such a long time coming is because I did my whole giant... I was supposed to do my giant thread stash. All threads, everything, all at once. And then I couldn't find the yarns. And I just couldn't find them. I couldn't find them. And I couldn't find them. And I couldn't find them. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, great. You can't find them. Cool, 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 cool. So how are you going to share them? And it's like, I'm not. Because I can't find them. And then, lo and behold, I finally found the yarn, which was incidentally in with this. And I thought it was this, so the several times that I had kept seeing it, I was like, oh, it's not that, it's the other one. And no, and honestly, they don't look anything alike, so I don't know why in the world. First of all, this is a spool, as is that. The other one was in a ball. So what was I thinking, and how? How did I come to that conclusion? I don't know, friends. I don't know. So, yeah, I look like hell, but that's fine. It's fine. It's fine because it's not about me. It's about the thread, y'all. So, anyway, yeah. So I'm like we're having misgivings about this whole thing. So, all of this stuff, and here, we'll use this because I actually just got this today. As if I needed another book. All of this is what we will be talking about. So I've already shared, like I said, I've already shared the yarn, which is, I will link to that below, but I can't even think of what the name of the yarn is. And I'm going to put a little note to myself because I'm going to forget if I don't do this. And that's on brand for me, yeah. So, this is all the thread. We're going to start with the largest and we're going to go backwards. But, anyway, the whole point of Stashcast is to share something that I use in my work. Talk a little bit about why I have it, what I do with it, share all of the little bits and bobs in the stash. And in this long ongoing, stretched out over way too long series, we have been talking about bobbin lace. So we started, the start was going to be all the thread, all the yarns individual, and then talk about them a little more, each one, and like share some stuff a little more specifically about each one. And then we're going to go over the tools, do an all tool, and then individual ones, and then share things about them, and then so on and so forth. And I'm trying to think of what's next. What's the next art form? And off the top of my head, I have no idea. It's been so long since I've been doing this. So here's one real quick thing about this. All of the threads, this is an 8. Okay, and see, where's our end? Of course, I can't find the end. So this is our end. This is an 8. All right. We're gonna use the white because the black is a mess. And I can tell you why in a minute. And this is an 80. Now, we'll put them next to each other and you can see the very large difference. So, see what happens if I do this. Because I don't have... Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, as the number gets higher, the thread gets thinner. And I think what we're going to have to do, and I hate to do this, I'm going to do this to you, though. We're going to do this. Give me 1 second. Okay, so normally I wouldn't change the lighting situation, but it was getting so dark. I was like, there's no way. This is obnoxious now. So here we are. Sorry about that. Right there. This is what happens when your lighting is not great and it's not light outside and you've taken so long to do things. So anyway, here we are. But like I was saying, as the thread number gets higher, the thread gets thinner. I'm pretty sure does wire work that way? Yes, wire also works that way. I don't really know why. I just noticed it's a thing. But yeah, just so you know. Anyway, so here's a funny story about this. I will swear up and down to you before I looked very closely that these were all the same thread size. They are not. This is an 8. These are 12s. And then the thing with it is at a glance, you couldn't tell the difference. They're in the same format. They're the same brand. It's the same line of the same brand. It's just literally a different size. So I probably bought them originally thinking they were all the same size, not realizing they weren't. And I know I did at some point realize it because when I put it in my Ravelry stash so I could keep track of it, I was like, oh, this is not size 12. This is size 8. So they're correctly in my inventory like this, but I haven't really done anything. I've done like absolutely nothing with this one. You can see the spool is still nice and neat. And honestly, the same thing with this one. This is pretty nice and neat. This one, I think I started doing something with, maybe. But I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what. Honestly, I have no idea. The same with this. This is Handy Hands Lizbeth. And it's size 20. So it's a little smaller. This, it's actually sky blue, medium. Don't ask me who named these things. Those are respectively black, white, and red. I tried to see if they had special names. They don't. And by the way, everything is linked below. So I linked it or as near as I could get to it. So these are linked to the specific color. Everything else is linked to the specific line. And then I've made a note about the color. But this one has like not been used, right? That spool is in really good condition. This, on the other hand, has been loved on. And then this has been used a bit. For what? I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know what I did with this. This, though, I can tell you what happened to this. This is what's left. This is a mess. That's what that is. That is a mess. There's actually some yarn in there too somehow. That's weird. But yeah, I got them from various stores. I know for a fact I got these in a kit. I think it was a tatting kit, to be honest with you, from Snow Goose Lace, I'm pretty sure. And I didn't pick the colors. I just got these random 2 colors. These I got between Michael's and AC Moore. AC Moore is all gone. I don't know which one. They had really similar types of stock, so there's a decent chance that you'll find most of the stuff. These might be a little harder to find. Those I might have gotten from AC Moore, but to be perfectly honest with you, I have no idea. Yeah. But any place that does needlepoint or embroidery or has thread, you run a fairly good chance of getting it there. Like I said, everything that's on in the links below, it's all online retailers. There's a note about the size 80. That one leads to the UK site. I guess the US page doesn't exist, and so there's no link to that one specifically, but you can go and probably search the name as it's written in the links, and find it, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna fiddle with this while I'm talking to you because I am all like upset nerves right now. Because I know I should be like more prepared and I should have my shit together, and it's just not working out today. So we're just going to do this, and that's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where I am. So now here's the thing with this. This one actually I think was labeled as tatting thread. The rest of it, honestly, like I got these for bobbin lace, because the thing with bobbin lace, like so many other fiber arts, you can use whatever size thread or fabric or fiber or thread that you want, right? It's just what it's going to do is if you use something larger, it's going to be larger. You may have to use a larger tool. The thing with bobbin weaving doesn't really work like that. You wouldn't use a larger bobbin because the bobbin itself isn't making the size of it. The reason you would use a larger bobbin for a larger amount is because the larger bobbin would support holding more thread, right? That's what the whole point would be. Yeah, I'm doing this. Y'all are gonna just watch me very, very seriously concentrate on something because I'm trying to keep it together. I'm having a rough day. Okay, like I'm recording this and posting this on the day of instead of like ahead of time, which is another reason why it's like, oh my gosh, what is going on with you? But I figure something is better than nothing. And we don't aim for perfect, we do aim for done. So, like, we're going to work on just getting it done versus having it pristine and in the, like, state that I would like it. So, these, I'm trying to think of, you might see this used for crochet or, you know, doilies, like I said, tatting is really... You'll see a lot of stuff used for that. But tatting is very similar to bobbin lace in that the size of the shuttle does not matter. If you do needle tatting, it will, because you want, and that's just because of how it's done. But the only reason the shuttle size really matters is because if it's a larger thread, it'll be easier to get more on a bigger shuttle. And yeah, and that's just one of those, because that's how it works situations. So there's that. Now, like I said, I bought these for this, but I'll use it for whatever. They do live in my bobbin lace box now that I've gotten them all together, because that was one of the big things is I had these threads in like various places. And it's like, you know, which is why I have developed this absolutely terrible habit of like not putting loot stuff away. And it's really getting to me, which is why I'm trying really hard to make sure that I get these Stashcasts and the art hauls and everything up to date, because what y'all can't see is the fact that I am surrounded by stuff. And I'm surrounded by stuff because if I put it away, the ADHD is going to take over and I'm going to forget where I put it, that I need to do something with it at all. and it's gonna just be a mess, and I don't want that for myself. So yeah, so that matters. But anyway, let's see. Let me get my mousey to work. It's like, I don't want to do stuff. What do you mean I gotta do stuff? Okay, so far, like I said, this in the black, this has been used for the 4A bobbin lace bracelet that I designed. I'm pretty sure that I have shared it in one of the Fridays. If that is true, and I'm pretty sure that it is, what I will do is I will find it and I will link to it, and I will put a note to do that as well, because I will forget if I don't put a note to do so. And it would be one of my FO Frog Fridays. So that's happened. The white, though, I don't know what I've actually done with this one. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, did you do something with it? And I'm like, did I do something with it? And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I did. This being the only other one I can corroborate 100%. Yes, I did something with this. I used for the rose ground because it's pink and it just felt right. And I need to actually start another one of those again. I think I need to make the pattern bigger, because I feel like with that one, which is somewhere over there, I feel like with that one, the pieces were too close together, and that is why it crinkles so much, because it's one of those things that kind of needed to be blocked, and so it needed space for that. But yeah, that's it. So I've made just a handful of things. Anything else I've made bobbin lace was from class. It was made from thread that I used while I was in class. So it's not anything I have here to share or anything like that. And, ooh, we've done great. We have, like, almost completely untangled this. That's fantastic. I am so thrilled about that. But my question for you is, have you used any of these threads? The DMC 12, the 8, the size 80, Dentelle, Special Dentelles. Don't come for me like my French is now. The Handy Hands Elizabeth, or, sorry, Lizbeth. Yeah, that's it. Or any other thread for bobbin lace. Do you use thread at all? I would love to hear from you. You can scroll into the post below, drop me a comment, and yeah, let me see. Let's write ourselves a note, cause we're gonna forget about it. All right, so as promised, the handful of links that I mentioned, they're going to be there. I've got links to all the other to all of the pieces, thankfully. And then if you want to see pictures of everything, I've got a terrible picture of everybody all together. But because I did take pictures of all of this stuff when it was like fairly new and fairly neat for my stash for Ravelry, you'll see nice, like, neat pictures of pretty much everything, which is great. Not that you can see tags really well or anything, but also links below my websites where you will see some of the stuff that I make with these things, as well as my social media, which we're trying to get back into that a little more consistently. It's a trial, and it's a trial because I'm doing so many things, and so I don't have the brain cells necessarily to devote to things like I mean to. And so here we are. Yep. But it's great, and we love it, and we're so excited about it. And yay! So, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Since you were so kind and you stayed to the end of this very rambling, very unfocused, what are you looking at? Oh, you're looking at thread. Okay, sure, that's fine. Video of mine. Yeah. We're gonna just say that this is the amount of bandwidth I have tonight to do this. And this is the only way this was gonna get done. So okay. But hey, look at this. So like we're winning like really hardcore with this. Honestly. Because it was a giant mess and now it isn't. And I love that for us. Most especially for me. Because I don't like those things. But and they get worse if you let them sit. Like somehow they get worse. But anyway, if since you're so nice to stay to the end of this while I'm like distractedly rambling on. I'm not really distracted though. I am actually very present with what's going on around me, and very cognizant of it. It's just a matter of this is what we have to do in order to focus. Sometimes I have to do like something else in order to organize my focus because it's like it's this weird sensory isolation thing. And if you know, you know. Right, that's just, we'll leave it at that. Anyway. Ta-da! That's lovely. I love this for us. We did pretty well. We got a little bit up here, which is, but anyway, that's pretty much it. So, tomorrow, Monday is Monday Motivation. As you probably maybe have figured out, we're doing some catch up lately. I'm trying to make sure that everything that I've got recorded, that everything that is supposed to be posted is posted. It does leave some backdating. It does leave some catching up. It does leave some retroactive additions. But what's important is me trying to do my very best to keep up with things. So I have now found out the thread. I have now got it all together. And we should be able to stay on task now. So it'll just be a matter of me just recording on the day of. Or recording before. Or something. I don't know. But yeah. That's it. So again, thank you for staying to the end. If you want to chatter with me and see what we are working on, what is going to be the focus for the week, you can tune in tomorrow. That's going to be an audio post, and that'll be up also for everyone to see over directly on my Patreon. And yeah, that's it. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye, my lovelies, and I will chatter at you tomorrow.